I am Namibia, Tagrit, Donadio, Mejia, and I facilitate connections amongst people and communities through the arts for social justice and human rights.
My name is Jacklyn. I'm a photographer and mental health advocate.
My name is Summer Dawn Reyes, and I'm the founder and director of Thinking in Full Color. We're a theater organization that shares stories by women of color, and we also have an educational component to our programming where we go into colleges and community centers and share our work and do talkbacks with audiences.
Well, when I graduated from college, I became extremely depressed and I didn't know what to do to get out of bed. So what I did was I created an Instagram account and I got dressed, put my makeup on, and took a photo. So when I created this routine, it enabled me to get out of bed and do something. And I've been doing that since 2012. So it's turned into something totally different. Now I just talk a lot about being vulnerable, living life with a mental illness, and I show people that it's possible to live life with a mental illness. You can see the beauty in life like everybody else.
6 years ago, I co-founded an organization called Art is Love in Action, which uses art as a vehicle of education for social justice. This idea came from wanting to create a hub and a home for collaboration in the intersections of art, education, and social justice. So really bringing together the three fields. I had been part of the three worlds at different points of my life. So I grew up as an actress and I did musical theater, and then in my later life, so when I was in college, I was a student organizer, and that's the way that I was able to do human rights work for radical and revolutionary grassroots organizations.
As an actress of color, I was really tired of not finding roles that I could try out for, and when I did find roles, they were often written in a really stereotypical way. And I just wanted to give other actresses of color an opportunity to share their personal stories, or at least share work by someone of a similar background, and do it with an authentic voice.
I kind of create a voice for people who are kind of afraid to talk about mental health. I'm always vulnerable, and I think because I'm vulnerable and I'm always scared to talk about my mental illness, I think it shows people that you need to stick up for yourself and talk about your mental health because it's important.
It's important to be able to bring one identity together from all of the different experiences that I've had. I think that there is a void in people working together. People are doing important things in the political world, in the human rights world, but they're not necessarily in conversation with the creators, the artists. And absolutely in the education field, they do research and they reference many things that are often completely isolated from what's practically happening in communities. So I think that it's important to have a platform that's not only moving among those three different fields, but also asking people in those worlds to collaborate and produce together.
Our work is so important because people need to hear it and people need to learn about cultures outside of themselves. We go to colleges and we have three women performing different pieces of different backgrounds, and a lot of times I look into the audience and I see the faces of students. These are people who are young, but they're not that young. They have been around for at least 2 decades, and I look at them and I realize this is the first time they feel represented. And that is amazing that we have people today in one of the most diverse countries on the planet. And we're based in Jersey City, the most diverse city in the country. And we have people who don't feel represented. And that's a problem.
Self-care for me is every day. It's not just for Sunday, it's for every day, because every time I wake up in the morning, that's self-care already. I have to fight the thoughts that are in my head. I have to tell myself, hey, it's a new day. It's a new moment to be alive. We're alive. That's all that matters.
When I'm feeling really stressed or I just need to blow off some steam, my favorite thing to do is karaoke. And I'm very fortunate because right now I bartend at a place where we have karaoke on the day that I work every week. And so, no matter what goes wrong during my week, I know that I have that to look forward to. I'm gonna, go and sing Alicia Keys or No Doubt or something and just let loose.
I first love to be alone because I'm such a people person. I love to be out and meeting everybody. I'll talk to everybody. For some reason, people tell me their secrets when they just meet me, and I hold sacred space for that. Sometimes when I come home, I need to sit in the dark. I turn off all of the lights and I go by myself in a room. And that's it. I feel like I put a charger inside of me. That's one thing.
So a quote that I like to live by is by Eleanor Roosevelt, and it's do one thing every day that scares you.
Caring for myself is not an act of self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. And that is an act of political warfare. By Audre Lorde.
I am not free while any woman is unfree, even if her shackles are very different from my own. And I love that because it's, about intersectionality, and it's about recognizing the different areas of privilege and lack of privilege that we all come from, and how we have to acknowledge that, address that, and then work together to help our sisters and our brothers who are oppressed.